As a longtime fan of Wicked, um, I must say that the movie adaptation has truly outdone itself. From the enchanting visuals to the captivating performances, it's safe to say that the filmmakers have taken this timeless tale and given it new life. One of my favorite changes is the one short day scene, which provides a fascinating glimpse into the wizard's rise to power. Uh, it's Marvel of Oz, but in the movie offers more depth and intrigue than the stage version. And warning, this article contains major spoilers for Wicked Part 1. The 2024 Universal film Wicked could be a cinematic interpretation of the Tony-winning Broadway musical, but it introduces substantial alterations that enrich the original narrative and characters. After a wait of 12 long years since its initial announcement, the Wicked adaptation finally premiered in theaters on November 22nd, 2024, receiving rave reviews from fans of the stage production. The movie closely adheres to the stage production's narrative, focusing on themes of power, justice, and friendship. Some classic lines from Wicked are incorporated into the script. However, not all aspects and characterizations in the film originated from the original source. Given that Wicked was divided into two parts, the creative team had additional time to innovate certain story elements, enhancing the musical's strongest points. The Wicked movie shows to flashback of Elphaba's childhood. Viewers get a feel for Elphaba's life growing up. In the musical Wicked, there are only limited glimpses into Elphaba's past, such as her birth scene and conversations at Shiz University. These interactions offer hints about her upbringing, suggesting that her mother passed away when she was young. Her father didn't care for her, and she looked after Messerose. The first part of Wicked expands on Elphaba's childhood by incorporating a flashback to when she was approximately 10 years old, offering a more comprehensive insight into her early life. In the musical Wicked, it's shown how Elphaba, who has green skin, faces bullying from other kids while watching Nessa. This triggers a magical outburst that makes Nessa cry. Her father scolds her harshly while the nanny comforts her. This scene highlights the intricate relationships within Elphaba's family and explains why she reacts so strongly when she arrives at Shiz University and encounters people who are repulsed with her. Growing up, she had already experienced mockery similar to what she would face later in life. Dorothy appears in the Wicked movie, and then it would be a cameo in the 2024 Wicked movie. In the musical Wicked, though Dorothy Gale doesn't make an on-stage appearance, she plays a pivotal role in the narrative. Her figure is depicted as casting water on the Wicked Witch of the West, while all other mentions imply that Dorothy remains off stage. Characters like Glinda and Elphaba interact with her through calls from above or through trapdoors. The film adaptation of Wicked introduces a subtle Easter egg from The Wizard of Oz, which might suggest a more substantial narrative shift in Wicked Part 2, as No One Mourns the Wicked begins. our beloved characters, Dorothy, Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Cowardly Lion, start their journey along the iconic yellow brick road towards the Emerald City to meet the Wizard. Um, since she is indirectly mentioned in the second part of the musical, it's possible that Dorothy could have a more significant role in. And when she arrives, Madame Morrible helps Elphaba stay at Shiz University. Um, um, in the musical Wicked, Elphaba and Nessarose start their academic journey together at Shiz University. However, unlike Elphaba, Nessarose is admitted due to needing care for her disability. Elphaba is initial anger arises when she learns that they won't share a dorm room, which catches Madame Morrible's attention. Um, uh, the first part of Wicked revises the tale slightly, with Elphaba initially not intending to study at Shiz University, but only visiting to drop off her sister. This small alteration leads to significant consequences. In the story, Elphaba's kind of they experienced a powerful magical outburst when someone forces Nessarose against her wishes, and similar to the musical portrayal, this outburst catches Madame Morrible's attention. However, in the film version, there is a twist. Elphaba hasn't started her education yet when they meet, which alters their relationship significantly. In the movie, Morrible can more easily manipulate Elphaba because she feels obligated to her professor due to her lack of other options. Without Madame Morrible, Elphaba would still be under the care of her abusive and indifferent father. This revelation that her professor has been manipulating her from their very first encounter adds a deeper sense of betrayal when Elphaba eventually discovers this truth. And then Dr. Um, Dillamond is part of an animal resistance group. The resistance group secretly track the animal crimes in Oz. In both the Wicked movie and musical, Dr. Dillamond shares a similar character development. He's one of the last educators who can speak with animals, teaching his students about animal discrimination in history class. Unfortunately, he gets fired as speaking animals lose their legal rights. Unlike the musical, where he's secluded from other speaking animals, in the movie, Dr. Dillamond connects with a secret group of animals and performs something bad from the Wicked soundtrack for them. Although it's not explicitly stated, the scene suggests that they might be a covert animal rights organization who monitor and investigate wrongdoings against animals, particularly those talking animals who speak out against injustice. Uh, um, and so, towards the end of, Elphaba chooses to challenge the wizard's unjust and prejudiced um, regulations concerning talking animals. Therefore, there's a possibility that the animal rights group could reappear in, broadening the storyline beyond the musical scope. It was also some other it was it was some of the things that it was so hangy, and we had Nessa and Bach stand with her father when Elphaba leaves Shiz in the musical Wicked, unlike in the book and film where Frex Parthrap Elphaba's father departs after dropping them off at Shiz University without reappearing on stage later. The movie alters this by having Frexbar make a brief return to the university when everyone bids farewell to Elphaba. Uh, uh, During this instance, Nasaros presents BOQ to her father. In just a short while, her feelings for her unrequited love have deepened significantly, which is what started off as a casual crush has led her to introduce him to her father, an action that typically indicates a more serious relationship. It's also suggested in this scene that she might not be aware of Bach's true feelings for Glinda, or the fact that he may have deceived her about intentions for their date at the Ausdust Ballroom. 5 Elphaba and Glinda choose the yellow brick road color. The two main characters select the iconic yellow color. In the first installment of Wicked, there's an additional scene before A Sentimental Man. And here, Elphaba and Glinda pay a visit to the wizard in the Emerald City, which is a price skin. Upon their arrival, the wizard elects to demonstrate his vision for Oz of Tomorrow to them. This model not only showcases a grander and more glamorous capital city structure, but also a broad road that stretches across the entire region. He clarifies that this road serves as a guide for anyone seeking his assistance, encouraging them to simply take the road, follow the road, instead of saying, however, the brick road is simply a beige color, and he explains he can't decide on a paint choice. You could say he asks Elphaba and Glinda to select colors for the road since he's undecided about the paint choice. After considering their options, they both agree on yellow, transforming the ordinary pathway into the famous yellow brick road, an emblematic landmark of Oz. And for Madame Morrible was working with the wizard from the start, Madame Morrible is more nefarious in the movie. In Gregory Maguire's novel Wicked, Madame Morrible initially collaborates with the wizard, but her early involvement in the musical is left unclear. During a conversation between Elphaba and Madame Morrible, it's suggested that Madame Morrible has knowledge of the wizard's plans when she tells Elphaba, "It's for you two, dearie." However, the script doesn't specify whether Madame Morrible discovered this information after becoming the wizard's press secretary or if she knew prior to meeting Elphaba. The interpretation varies based on the portrayal of the character in different stage productions and the individual audience member's perspective. In the film adaptation titled Michelle Yeoh's portrayal of Madame Morrible brilliantly communicates that she has been associated with the wizard for a considerable duration. Her performance encompasses a convincing tone, facial expressions, and bodily language that suggest the familiarity and closeness shared by the characters. Additionally, Elphaba inquires about Madame Morrible's prior knowledge rather than merely asking if she knew, which adds clarity to their relationship compared to the musical version, where I think the movie shows why the Munchkins worship the wizard. One Short Day includes a section about the wizard's rise to power. As a movie enthusiast, let me share my thoughts on the intriguing tale of The Wizard of Oz from 1939 and The Wicked Musical. Both stories offer tantalizing hints about how the wizard came to be the ruler of Oz, but they fall short in providing a satisfying explanation for the curious minds. Fortunately, the first part of Wicked, titled Wicked Part 1, takes it upon itself to clarify this long-standing question by reworking the song One Short Day. This captivating segment is sung by none other than Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth, Broadway's original Elphaba and Glinda. They beautifully narrate how the wizard seized power after setting foot in Oz aboard a hot air balloon. Prior to his appearance, there existed a collective of magically gifted beings known as the Wise Ones, who governed the realm of Oz. Before their extinction, they foretold that an individual with the ability to decipher the grimoire would come to Oz when the people, given the wizard's capacity to read the book, they believed he was the sorcerer destined to save them. And then I think you're seeing kind of powerful, and even a lot of times as we see, and then these are similar, at what ends the couple meet one-on-one rather than in a public setting. In the beloved musical and film adaptation of Wicked, a love triangle forms among Fiyero, Elphaba, and Glinda. Interestingly, in the original production, both pairs share minimal solo interaction, which might not allow for a robust emotional bond to form miss. However, the upcoming Wicked Part 1 offers a fresh take on Elphaba and Fiyero's introduction. After departing from Dr. Dillman's animal gathering, Elphaba wanders through the forest, whereupon Fiyero's horse unexpectedly crosses her path. In their initial encounter, just like in the opening musical number, Elphaba and Fiyero harbor as much animosity. However, with no one else present, this situation offers an opportunity for them to build a rapport without being sidetracked by other students, right? Now, consequently, their first meeting in creates a more authentic and less hurried foundation for the eventual bond between Elphaba and Fiyero at the end of the movie. One Wicked Part 1's Defying Gravity lead up is more intense than the musical version. The ending matches the intensity of the iconic Wicked song, and one intriguing difference between the Wicked musical and its film adaptation lies in the sequence leading towards Defying Gravity. In the stage version, the wizard commands guards to pursue Elphaba, prompting her and Glinda to seal themselves within a chamber. However, the movie version intensifies the anticipation, suspense, and action prior to and during this famous number. Instead of just a couple guards pursuing them, a large group hotly chases Elphaba. Furthermore, Madame Morrible summons Wicked's monkeys in flight, adding to the terror as they shatter windows with their sharp claws during the chase. Eventually, Elphaba and Glinda attempt an escape via the wizard's balloon, but it bursts unexpectedly. Although these adjustments could potentially make the ending of Wicked Part 1 more intense for younger audiences, the escalating tension before the powerful song feels significantly grander in scale